Well, hi everyone, how's it going? In this video, I'm going to show you around the truck and show you some things that I've been getting up to. You know, there's a few of you out there that have said, how's it going? You know, why is it taking so long and you haven't even started the engine yet? Well, there is a major reason why, and I'm going to show you why. So stick around and we'll check out the truck together. So what I was wanting to do is show you around the truck in a bit more detail instead of just some clips of bits and pieces. And the first thing I want to start with is the battery here. And I've put it in an older ammo case that an old friend gave me. And also have a switch here to turn it off. And that's all bolted into the tray, and you would have seen in some other videos where the cables go through the tray, through the chassis, etc, etc. I was originally going to put it on the running board, well, not on this side, but on the other side. And well, I didn't account for this part here and how this comes up. That made it all a little bit too short, and that wasn't an option. So it has gone in the tray, and it's taking up some room in the tray, but let's face it, you know, I'm not using this for work anymore. People that might know me know I don't have that business anymore, and although this was getting built for the business, it's now just going to be my personal runaround. Now I also have the guards and the running boards all bolted on at the moment, but they're not on properly, and you can see that gap down there in the corner there. They're not bolted on properly. I want to wait until it's all sitting there and re-drill some of the holes out and what have you, put some extra bolts in and things like that. But I'll get to that a little bit later. For the moment, I want to show you inside here. So you would have seen that I'd finished the trim off in here, and I ended up painting all these. They look terrific, and laid down some mats in here. I've just got some seat covers on the seats. Apart from painting that, I mean, this really is done and finished. Got a mirror in there. I've even got the exterior mirrors on there, and they're on for good. It did really turn out quite well in here, and I'm happy with the outcome. Gonna do a couple of little decals here so that you know that that's the heated demister, and that one's for your courtesy light, which actually the battery's not connected. So I can't show you that. Well, I can, because all I've got to do is turn the key, turn this on. Here we go. There you go. There's a light there under the dash. I was thinking about putting it up in here, but nah, I like it under there. I've even got the stereo done, and there it is, tucked away in the glove compartment. I wanted to show you these speakers all mounted and how that back section is there. And there's plenty of room there to throw a little bag in there or something like that as well. Well, the only real thing I've got to finish in this trim is put these in on the tops of the doors there. I've got to figure out how to glue them on, find some decent glue that's actually going to work. I'll have a think about that and get to it another time. But I also want to put some plastic in between the trim and the door, like you'd kind of see in a more modern car, so that if any water does come in there, you know, it won't come in and soak the board up. Because, yeah, I only used MDF behind here, so it can really soak up the water. I know that. Yeah, it was all on the cheap. Bit of, like I said, just a bit of clear or plastic or garbage bag or something taped to the inside of that will be fine. Got to yet drill a couple of holes under the door here as drain holes. And that really is just done, like completed done. Also wanted to show you this filler on the tank there, and the cap's all on. Unfortunately, I can't get that rubber grommet around here anymore. When the tank got fixed, the neck got pulled off, and it's in a slightly different position, so that's a bummer, but you know, it's not the end of the world. The other thing was the exhaust here. You kind of would have seen it in another video there, but I don't think I showed you it painted. Anyway, that looks pretty trick coming out there. I also wanted to show you some of this wiring in the tray here. It came out really neat. There's a little tiny screw just here. Well, a bolt and nut. And that holds the top of that plastic clip. And there it is there. I've got my wipers on here, and they're all on for good now. They've all turned out quite well. I have to admit, I made a bit of a boo-boo, and I had the wiper motor, like there's a cam there inside the wiper motor that you can move into different positions. I had it 180 degrees out, and when I first put these on, they went all the way around over to here. But that's all fixed now, and they work fine. Also went ahead and bolted on my custom hood ornament, or cowl ornament, or radiator cowl ornament, whatever you would call it. I don't really even know. Let's call it a hood ornament. But that's bolted on, that's not coming off. And if we venture over here, you can see I've also got a windshield washer bag. I've just put some simple riv nuts into the bar here, and that's just gonna hang there. I've also got it all wired up, and it works. So I might put some washer jets in the hood itself, or I might lay some, we've got what's called a XABC Falcon here in Australia that just has these long washer jets, and that could just come up through here and tuck under the hood and spray up onto the screen. Or I got some tricky ones that could even be just screwed directly into the hood. They look pretty good, and I can show you them too. There they are there. But I'm not real sure if I want to go that route just yet. I'll think about that and do that at a later date. So you would have all seen my headlights and now my indicators. They're all right, they work. I've also gone and done something on the tailgate. Yeah, look at that. That looks great. It tells everyone behind you that it is a Chev. So originally when I was thinking of this, I was just thinking of block lettering, like say a 1970 or onwards back tailgate. Not even knowing that back in the day, this font was actually an option, or I don't know if you call it an option, but I'm going to say an option to have it on the tailgate of your truck. So me and my brother talked about it, and my wife actually got involved in this one as well. And we decided, yeah, we need to do it in the script. So I sat there and drew it off a picture from the internet and went and got this water jet cut. But I wanted to be able to remove it, and I didn't really want you to see any screws from this side. So I drilled and tapped a whole heap of little bolt screws, whatever you want to call them, and it's actually bolted in from the back of the gate. So there you have the tiny little bolts running in through the back of the gate there. Now they were all brand new and shiny, and I didn't like that either. So I mixed up a concoction of ammonia and some salt, threw them all in a jar, including the washers, and they all just went rusty, and they went rusty really, really quick. So that's cool, because from here you can't even see them. So probably the biggest reveal is my wheel choice. Yep, I've gone with smoothies. Gone to the torque thrusts, and I have my reasons, but I like the simplicity of the smoothies. We've got some 8s in the back with a 275 tyre on it, and we've got some 6s on the front with some 195s. I'm digging that profile. I think it looks really good, and it's actually raised the truck another inch off the ground. Okay, Rob, this is all well and very good, but why haven't you started the engine yet? Well, if you look over here, you'll see there's something missing. And that's my radiator. So there's a bit of a story that goes with this. Now you all would have seen me do an unboxing. That was probably over 12 months ago. But when I pulled it out, yeah, there was something wrong. I went to install it and put the little fittings in for that there and that over there, which is the cooler for the transmission. Well, as I just put them in, finger tight, the fittings snapped in my hand. Yeah, I wish I'd fitted it ages ago, those fittings, but alas I didn't. And so what, Rob? Just use an easy out and take the broken fitting out. Well, I tried that, and you couldn't. The fitting had galled all the way into the radiator, or the cooler in the radiator, and it had actually completely damaged the cooler inside. You wouldn't think from just finger tight, but yeah, it did. And at this moment, I wasn't impressed. I tried my best, but it wasn't going to happen. So I rang a Radiator mob and asked if they could fix it. Now, the gentleman was more than happy to just rip the aluminium tank off the bottom, make a new one, and weld it all back on. But that's not what I wanted. You know, I've had problems with aluminium radiators in the past, and I kind of said to him, you know what? I'd even pay for a copper one to be made, or a copper and brass one to be made. And with that, this guy changed his tune immediately and said, well, if you want to do that, I'm your man. I want to do it. And I said, yeah, let's do it. But the only problem with that is he said it's going to take about 4 weeks to do. He's got a lot of work, and that's cool. I mean, I just rocked up to his shop. I didn't even call him. Well, the 4 weeks has turned into 6 weeks. And I can't be too nasty on the guy or anything, because I did just rock up and he's got other work to do, you know. I'm just one guy off the street, and, you know, he's probably got contract work that he has to do. Well, not probably, he does. He does a lot of mining our trucks, and making my little radiator here, even though I'm paying for it, it's not a big earner for him. So I've had to wait. Now, like I said, I'm 6 weeks on, I still don't have a radiator, so I just got to wait until he's finished it. Well, I rang him today, and it should only be a few more days away, but it is Friday today. So, you know what, a few more days is going to turn into another week. I'll chuck some photos up of where he's at the moment. So this is why I haven't started the motor. Now, yeah, you could start it. You don't have to have a radiator, but I want the radiator. You know, I could loop these 2 lines here from the transmission so that transmission fluid doesn't just go everywhere. But I can just wait. I'll wait for the radiator, get it all bolted in properly, get some water in it, because really, that's got a brand new camshaft in it too. So, you know, you're supposed to start it and then run them up. And I can't run it up if it doesn't have a radiator in it, because I wouldn't be able to run that for too long. So that's why that hasn't been started yet. So that's why in the meantime, I'll get on to some other things that are on my lists. Well, this one's done, completely finished. This one's got a few more things and a few added things here. Windshield washers, see? There's some mechanical things here to do. I can do that one. And I've still got to make a little bracket for the transmission line. A couple of little stickers I've got to make, which I did mention that earlier. And a few little things in the tray I want to do. Now, as you can see, I'm nearly done. But, you know, I'm still a ways away from actually completing it. There's engineers' reports, there's brake tests, and that's got to pass too. And hey, I might start that engine, I might throw a leg out of bed. I don't know yet. Anyway, please stay tuned and keep watching my videos, but at the moment you can see where I'm up to, because I upload my videos anywhere from 4 to 6 weeks in advance. But here's a sneak preview on what is really happening. Stay tuned, and I'll catch you on the next one. See yous.